Cordial greetings, tutor and classmate. This is our meeting to share our experience in the participle and observation. There are my classmates. My name is Kerigma Guerrero. I'm in the pedalogical school Mi Mundo Creativo. The name of my teacher is Julie Paola Cuadro Arias. And something specific about my practical observation is that my grades or the groups that I observe are 8th and 9th grades, but they were in the same classroom because the school is a new school. There were just 3 students per grade, so yeah, the total of the students were 6. And that's it of the general information about my practical observation. Let's continue with the Luis, the classmate Luis.
Hello, everybody. My name is Luis Jesus Alvarado. I am English student. I am from Malaga, and this is my observation practical experience. My experience has been very good since the students are very friendly. I have had to do my observation practice at the Nuestra Señora del Rosario school with 9 grades, and so far I have not had any inconvenience, and it has been very nice experience.
Okay, thank you, Luis. Let's go with Silvia.
Hello, my name is Adriana Rodríguez Garcia. She carries out pedagogical practice in the Institución Educativa Comuneros in Bucaramanga. That they were students of inclusion according to her, they had cognitive disabilities, mental, intelligence, visual, but the student were not diagnosed by a doctor or professional. The teacher is an excellent person, and about all the excellent professionals, she is very demanding with the cheer students and why the institution.
Okay, thank you. And let's go with Sebastian. Sorry, Sebastian, the microphone is turned off.
Hi, I'm Sebastián Quiroga. I'm the Colegio Agroecológico Holanda in the municipality of Los Santos, Santander. I participate in the observation class of grades 3rd and 10th. I have a good tutor. Your name is Diego Navarro.
Okay, thank you. Now we're going to start with the questions. The first question is, did you perceive that the teacher planned every class or she rather improvised in the sessions? Is that planning or improvisation successful or not? Explain why. Well, in my experience or in my case, the teacher was really organized with the classes. Sometimes the lessons was kind of, I don't know, how can I say, maybe bored because it was based in the textbook. So the structure of the class was in the textbook. But even though she was really organized with that. As I said before, not all the class was really successful because some of that were bored, as I said before, and the students were like, oh no, I don't want to learn that, or I would like to learn something more funny or something like that. But in general, the structure of the lessons were really organized, and always she told me, like, on the weekend or in extreme cases, on the day before of the class, she told me, like, the class will be like that, the topic will be this, and the structure will be um, in that way. So yeah, I could say that the teacher was really, really, really organized, but sometimes the lesson was not really successful to the students. And that's it. Let's go with the classmate Luis.
Okay, that's true. It's very short. It's very boring, the teacher. And did you perceive that the teacher planned each class, all right, improves in the section? It's that planning, improvisation, successful or not, explain why. The English teacher improves his classes according to a book given by the government. The topics are sometimes confusing for the student, causing disinterest, they, disinteresting or their part, and in fact making the classes boring and monotonous.
Okay, thank you, Luis. Let's go with Silvia.
The teacher has to carry out a planning, a period of ways she is going to be according to the standards and documents of the Ministry of Education, and presenting to the coordination and rector of the institution to the evaluation. The teacher start a topic analyzed 2 and 3 weeks and the so. I think that the class become weird monotonous or boring accommodation to the specific and review. The same thing is with a week.
Okay, Sebastian, go ahead.
Okay, in my case, the class we are planned. There was an order and schedule of activities and is support in the Victor book.
Okay, I want to ask you, somebody has a comment about the experience or the answers of the some classmate, or that okay? That's okay. Okay. The next question. Sorry. The next question is, what pedagogical skills do you highlight of the English teacher? Okay, in my case, my teacher was really honest. At first, well, the first day, she told me like, my speaking is really bad, but the grammar skills, or the grammar skills, the writing and the reading too, is well, are really, really, really good. So I could say that if I can choose one skills or pedagogical skill or language skill, highlight to my teacher, could be that the writing and the grammar, especially. And about their procedures could be there are I don't know, something that I could see um, are that the students the most of classes were really bored, as I said before. So the dynamic activities and didactical activities are not a huge skill of my teacher, but she is really, really, really nice with the activities of doing no, I don't know, things with the hands, like manual activities with materials. She is really, really, really nice with that. So yeah, that's it. Let's go with the classmate Luis.
Okay, thank you. What pedagogical skill do you highlight of the English teacher? One of the skills most highlighted by the teacher is oral communication. He has a responsible attitude regarding punctuality and also has a good relationship with a student. Ready?
Okay, thank you, Luis. Let's go with Silvia.
A good English teacher is one how they can adapt to the way their student learn, and this can only be actually be adjusted. Your class continue depending on the needs of each one, while developing your speaking, reading, comprehension, listening, and reading skills.
Thank you, Sylvia. Sebastian, go ahead.
Okay. My tutor, he's a good sense to the humor, helping, teaching, and respectful, and he's the speak very fluid English, and no more.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. The next question is, what were the general attitudes of students toward the English class, their teacher and classmates? Why do you think that happens? Okay, as I said before, the students seem to be, sorry, kind of bored and tired of some topics or some activities. Sometimes they were a little bit rude, maybe with each other, but I could see, or I could say that that is the way that they interact between them. Like, is I try and the teacher tries to improve that interaction, but it's really difficult to do that. So yeah, towards the English class, well, I said before, the teacher sometimes they were a little bit rude too with the teacher, um, especially because the teacher is a passive person, is really respectful, and sometimes the students take advantage of that to do a lot of things that that not in the class structure. So sometimes could seems like they were kind of rude with she, sorry. But even though the most of the class, they were or they had a cute interaction between the teacher and the students, but between students and students was weird sometimes. But yeah, that's it. Luis, go ahead.
Question number 3, what were the general attitudes of the student towards the English class, their teacher and classmates? Why do you think that happens? In most teacher observation practice, I have sometimes see that students often show disinterest. This happens because of the methodology used. Since it is somewhat boring, monotonous, and very little innovate. Ready.
Okay, thank you, Luis. Silvia, go ahead.
During the observation of the sixth grade, behavior or attitude was evident at the beginning of respecting empathy, solidarity, about the lay teacher has to exclude the class and the group in how she was the main teacher of the grade because the students behaved waiting toward the head teacher, the intern, the direction of the institution, and the other classmates.
Okay, Sebastian, let's go.
Okay, the students is it's ready to learn and they are good partner and they participate in different activities and this happened because the tutor is good and transmit the confidence confidence to the able and participate in different activities.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. The next question is, do you consider students learned thanks to the teacher's skills? Why or why not? I consider that in some topics, they learn a lot thanks to the teacher skills. As I said before, some skills that I could highlight of my teacher are the grammar skills and the reading skills. So this kind of learned or this kind of topics, um, the students really learn thanks to the that skills of the teachers. Even though, or nevertheless, some topics or the language skills, the productive skills as reading, as speaking, um, are not really practiced because it's not a huge skill of my teacher. So yeah, let's go with Luis.
My answer is, of course, a student learn with teaching skills when these are the correct ones for the population that we as teachers are educating today. I am totally sure and without fear of being wrong that skills such as being creative, innovative, painting, being in continuous learning, kind, having empathy, and being committed really help a student to learn constantly. In this case, the lack of innovation of the part of the teacher cases disinteresting. Ready?
Okay, Silvia.
The student is they learn from the teacher skill, how and the way they have good fundamentals of the language and about understand what the teacher is talking about or explaining.
Okay, thank you. And Sebastian, is your turn.
Yes, because the teacher is there to teach and help to students. Diego is very active and in the different activities to be with all the students.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. The next question is, would you change anything in the teacher's attitude? What and why? I don't think that I would change something in the attitude of my teacher. She is really, really, really nice with the students. But I could say that sometimes they need to be more or shows more authority, maybe, with the students. But a part of that, I think that I wouldn't change anything about. Okay, go with the classmate Luis.
In the teacher, I will change many things. Among them, the lack of innovation and creative science. We find ourselves in the environment where we prepare and educate people for a future where we must teach for people of integrity, respectful and keen to animals, the environment. Ready, classmate.
Okay, Silvia, is your turn.
The teacher, I about not change anything about the teacher regarding her attitude in her class about the student teaching me that is the teacher school in his the team demands so about they do not see the positive of the attitude toward seen many times I evidence this beware about the how we call the student distorted. Here are the comments on impression toward the institution or the classmate.
Okay, Sebastian, go ahead.
Okay, no. This is a young teacher and always do you eager to each to teach and who are care that he is you starting learn some days, no, all days. And the teacher Diego is it's very good and in the future I I want to see to me how a good teacher and with the good competence for the students.
Okay, thank you. Um, okay, the next question is, in the case that students are not very fluent in English, why do you think that happens? Okay, I said the reason before. The speaking of my teacher are not really well or not as she want, but even though the writing is really good, but I think that sorry, in the case okay, something that I could see in the observation classes is that the students have a huge problems with the listening, because they think that a phoneme sounds in in a one way, but actually sounds in a different way. So that is a huge problem because, sorry, sorry for the noise. um, that's a huge problem because um, when they try to pronunciate or when they try to speak, the pronunciation is lacking, is lack actually. So I think that something or a reason why the students are not fluent on their speaking is because the listening input are not really well, I could say. I don't know, but yeah. And Luis, what do you think about it?
Mm, this can happen for many particular cases. Sometimes I can be due to a lack of attention from their parents, causing them to arrive at the school, distract, confuse, confused, and not wanting to study. It can also be due to poor teaching pedagogy that can also cause the disinteresting of the part of young. Ready.
Okay, Luis, thank you. Silvia?
Learning a language is complex process. For some people, this accord white some may hurt. Feedbacks, homework, others do not perform with and they learning encounters multiple difficult various researches and the area of foreign language learning has identified the factors out as motivation and CD learning styles and student strategies are taken the development of learning.
Okay, thank you, Silvia. Sebastian, go ahead.
Okay, I think I think too because they are not like uh, to learning a second language because the institution or the school uh, have the good basis to teach the English.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. And the last question is, which skills does the teacher encourage the most in students? Writing, speaking, listening, or reading? Why do you think he or she focuses mostly on that or those particular skills and not in all of them. Okay, I say that before a lot of times, but the skills that the teacher encourage the most in students are the writing and the reading. She tries really hard to encourage the speaking, but as I said before, the speaking without listening is impossible. So I think that the reason why she encouraged these skills most um, in most of them or most of the other skills is because um, she's really nice in these skills. I mean, she is really nice writing and reading, as I said before. Um, her grammar is really nice. So I think that that's the reason why. But actually, I don't know. I never asked her, but that's the reason why I think. Luis, what do you think about it?
The most encouraged skill in the classroom is writing, reading, listening, and speaking. He tells the student that after copying the exercise or the text, they go ahead and develop it. He affirms that you cannot leave the context of what the book proves.
Okay, thank you, Luis. Silvia, is your turn.
The teacher during her class worked a lot on the skill of reading, listening, and speaking. She puts on the 4 skills in order to prepare the student for the state test.
Okay, Sebastián.
Okay, the teacher encouraged them all with the different activities that are done in the class that work in the 4 skills.
Okay, thank you, classmates. That's all for this meeting. These are our experience about the observational practice. And I don't know if you have any conclusion or comment about it, some information, you can tell us. Do you have any comment? No? Silvia? Okay. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, classmates, for your time, and thank you, tutor, for your time. See you the next time.
Okay.